Hi everyone! In this video series, we'll continue with topic 4 by exploring evolution and taxonomy. We'll begin by looking at the process of evolution by natural selection. Genetic diversity is defined as the number of different alleles of genes within a population. Genetic diversity between individuals enables natural selection to occur, resulting in species that are better adapted to their environment. Adaptations may be anatomical, such as the ability of xerophytes, for example cacti, to withstand water shortage. They may also be physiological adaptations, such as the ability of some snakes to produce venom. And adaptations may be behavioural, which is demonstrated by the migration of some bird species. You need to be able to describe the process of evolution by natural selection. These are the steps. Random mutation of a DNA base sequence may result in the formation of new alleles, which leads to variation amongst the individuals of a population, with some being better adapted to those environmental conditions than others. This puts them at a selective advantage. In other words, they're more likely to survive and reproduce, passing on the advantageous allele. Over many generations, the proportion of individuals within the population who carry this allele increases. Many exam questions will expect you to explain natural selection within a given context, so let's look at the real-life example of the peppered moth. These moths can exist in two forms, light and dark. This variation is caused by different alleles, which is the result of random mutations. Light-coloured peppered moths were well camouflaged against the lichen growing on trees, making them less vulnerable to predation and giving them a greater chance of reproductive success over dark-coloured moths. Human activity resulted in a greater level of air pollution, causing the bark of trees to darken in colour. These new environmental conditions meant that those moths carrying the allele for dark pigmentation were now better camouflaged. They therefore had a better chance of survival and reproductive success than the lighter coloured moths, passing on the allele for darker pigmentation. The population is then placed under selective pressure by the environment. It's important to note that the change in environmental conditions did not cause the mutation. The mutation occurs randomly, producing genetic variation within the population. The environmental conditions then apply selective pressure, which puts some individuals at a greater chance of reproductive success than others. The advantageous allele is therefore passed on to the next generation, and over many generations, the frequency of this new allele increases within the population. The effect of this on the peppered moth population was that the dark pigmentation became more frequent within the population. Our next video will look at how selection pressures can change the distribution of a population, including examples of directional selection and stabilizing selection.